Advisor and mentor Dr. Nayantara D. Silva, Legal Advisor Mr. Mahesh Abenayaka, Past President Mr. Samita Pereira, and today's speakers from Eco 33 and Schneider Electric Private Limited, and the main event sponsor from Eco 33. We got a lot of members, CEO also has arrived here, and the council members, IFMSL members, distinguished delegates, and ladies and gentlemen. It's given me great pleasure to extend you all very warm welcome on behalf of the Executive Committee of Institute of Facilities Management, Sri Lanka. Today marks our 10th CPD, and we are proud to be hosted today physically here at Organization of Professional Association of Colombo 7, OPESL we call it, despite COVID-19 and social distancing challenges. This CPD is somewhat so special for IFMSL, as first time in the IFMSL history that we host this CPD virtually via IFMSL YouTube channel. I request online viewers to bear with us in case if you encounter any viewing challenges, and please post your comments, and we are more than happy to take your suggestions to improve our future virtual sessions. So today's CPD session is about reducing CAPEX and OPEX while maintaining the efficient operations and maintenance. As a FM practitioner or maintenance budget holder, I would consider this as a timely topic. Given the COVID-19 situation and challenging business environment, most of the organization wants to optimize the cost as much as possible by reducing the wastage. To talk more on this, we have invited speakers from Eco 33 Plus and Schneider Electric Private Limited. So the first one will be from the Schneider Electric Private Limited, Mr. Luis Jose Mata Castro. From India, he's logging in, who is the Marketing Excellence Manager of Schneider Electric Private Limited. He has extensive experience in designing, implementing cost-effective solutions for facilities maintenance. Well, I do not want to take too much of your time. I need to leave maximum time for the speaker. If you have any questions, suggestions, or clarifications, you can ask during Q&A session, or for the viewers who have joined online, can post the questions in the comments tab. Before I wind up, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to my executive committee who made this event to a reality. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's now commence the lecture on the topic of how to reduce CAPEX and OPEX while maintaining efficient operations and maintenance. How to reduce CAPEX and OPEX while maintaining efficient operations and maintenance. Now I have the honor of introducing our presenter, Mr. Luis Jose Mata Castro, Marketing Excellence Manager, International Operations of Schneider Electrical Private Limited. He will be joining with us online from India. So, have you got him on board?
Yes. Hello, Luis.
Yeah, Ravi.
Yeah. Okay, it's over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining this session. I would like to check first, is my voice clear? And
Yeah, clear.
okay, my screen is visible? Dari, if you can give me some feedback if it's visible. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. My name is Luis Mata, and I am part of the service marketing team for Greater India Zone for the Schneider Electric India Private Limited. Greater India Zone contains countries like India, but also Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and Nepal. So this session is to help you to go through a set of services that we have in the company in order to help customers to reduce the operational expenses and also to protect and extend the CAPEX of all the investment they do. Schneider Electric is committed to provide services that simplify the process of planning, deploying, and operating the most efficient and reliable facilities. How we do this? With a set of services to manage the assets through the entire life cycle of the product, and by providing the customer a seamless journey from managing the technical infrastructure regardless of the entry point. Customers can engage at any stage by providing a variety of services options like maintenance, remote management, spare parts training, but also digital services that can help customers to get the best of the assets they got throughout the CAPEX. We understand that today there are many challenges in all the, let's say, infrastructure, be it a commercial building, be it an industrial infrastructure. So for that, we count with a set of services professionals who would strive to understand and also to help customers to achieve the business needs. Just to mention some, usually one of the focus most company has is to optimize the efficiency of the energy to have a continuous operations, also to avoid the aging or let's say premature aging of the infrastructure, but also when it comes to the assets, how we can get the best of these assets, how can make also our facilities safe, and how we can make a long-term partnership between Schneider Electric and all the customers, so we can let's say we can convert ourselves as a trust partner for you. To give you one of examples, we know that some of these challenges can be varied from segment to segment, but usually, depending on the segment, this can be a very huge, let's say, cost in terms of how they will manage the operations. So just to give you one example of oil and gas refinery, usually an unplanned shutdown will cost around 40 million US dollars. So it is important for this kind of company, and it is critical that they can, let's say, monitor and get the best services all the time in order to avoid this kind of losses. Just to give you another example, in a mining company, an hour of loss can be reduced through $3,000. But in case of a data center, we have a good example of, or let's say a fortunate example of American, let's say, airline, Delta Airlines, that in 2016, due to electrical failure, they had forcibly to cancel 2,000 flights that cost to the company 150 million. So these are the typical challenges that we can, let's say, find across different segments. And our idea, our goal is to help customers to avoid all these kind of challenges independently of the kind of segments that your company is working today. So how we can help customer and how we can show a differentiation value for each of you. So we come with a vast set of digital services and applications that is based in our platform that we call EcoStruxure platform. So this platform composes different set of products, services, and also applications that we can manage the whole ecosystems in order to get the best performance of each of these assets. Also, by sharing our long-term experience in different markets and regions, we count with the presence of more than 100 countries where we have field service engineers and also partnerships with different companies. And we have the expertise of all the energy management equipment, but also for industrial automation equipments, and that knowledge can be shared through all the countries in the world. Also, we have strong capabilities in asset management, power reliability, cybersecurity, and energy efficiency. And of course, by having a complete set of products, and let's say in our catalog, we also have, along with this catalog, a vast experience in how the best activities needs to be linked to each of these assets. Just to give you a little context, I bet you know very well our set of products we have. But let's say that we have, among different others, 4 big domains. So we have assets for the low voltage and medium voltage distribution of the energy. So here we find assets like low voltage or medium voltage circuit breakers, protection relays, but also transformers, and let's say the complete switchgear. When it comes to critical power, we can find most of the products that are related to secure the energy, like UPSs, but also, let's say, precision cooling, like our sets of products like in the cooling and the chiller systems. When it comes to industrial automation, we also have a different set of products like PLCs, or let's say automation controllers, and also let's say different type of starting methods like products for direct online, but also soft starters, and also variable speed drive. No matter if these are used for a medium voltage or low voltage, let's say, range of energy. Also, we come with HMIs and motion controller products. And last but not least, we also have a set of, let's say, products for the building segments like fire detection control panels, access control systems, and building management system, amongst others. Our approach in terms of services is both traditional services, as you see in the left side of the screen, but also we are helping customer, or let's say accompanying customer through the digital service journey. So if we focus first in the left side, we can find services like audit, commissioning, maintenance, or more traditional spare parts, modernization services, end-of-life services, and training services. The goal with these traditional services is to increase the reliability, the safety, the efficiency of the facility, but also to reduce the downtime overall in that facility. On the other hand, what we want to approach with digital services is to increase the effectiveness of the overall system, the availability all the time of the complete plan, and to reduce, let's say, the total cost ownership of the complete project. Of course, we do this by making all the systems secure and also by having a sustainability in our mind at all the time of the project. So now I will go to guide you through a set of the traditional services first, and after that we are going to go in the detail of what we have in terms of digital services. So the first one in the traditional services is the audit and assessment, and here basically our goal is to increase the, let's say, the reliability of the overall plant, or let's say overall installation of the customer, by reducing failures and also maximizing the OPEX that you have for the facility. In this kind of the stage, we find services like related to power assessment, for example, like power quality assessment, harmonic analysis, power factor management, voltage regulation tests, load studies, for example, for UPSs, and also thermal image survey. When it comes to energy, let's say, assessment, we also have a comprehensive assessment where we can, let's say, approach to the, let's say, passive load, but also to the active load. So we have, for example, cooling audits, lighting audits, but also variable frequency drive feasibility studies. So in this point, we help customers, that we analyze the complete assets that are in the facility and how we make that more reliable, more secure, and bring out the best of the OPEX, the budget you have. Moving a little more traditional, we have the maintenance services. Here we can find a set of different services. For example, reactive maintenance. That this is something that, in case that you have a failure, we count with a set of engineers that are 24/7 available for you to help you to overcome this kind of reactive maintenance activities. But also we can help you in your maintenance plan throughout the years of, if you want to add more years, we also have multiple years plans. So for that, as I told you before, we count with a set of engineers very well skilled in different kind of technologies. For example, be it energy management, but also critical power management or variable speed drive, PLCs, or overall automations asset equipments. Also, we count with spare parts as a OEM of all the products we have in our catalogs. We know exactly what are the spare parts that are required on field. So we can help customers to, first of all, identify the spare part required for a specific product. But moreover, we can also help customers to have a broad picture of how management of the spare parts should be according to the assets you have in that facility. So we can provide on let's say case-to-case basis spare part, loose spare part, but also we can study the complete facility and help you to improve your stock, or let's say to your maintenance stock plans. When it comes to, let's say, end of the life of our products, our big challenge that we might face is to keep the overall facility, let's say, in the best age phase, right? So in order to avoid this aging of the facility, we have a set of different modernization solutions that, depending of the budgets, let's say, but also depending of the products, we can match your needs and help you to get the best modernization offer for you. Just to give you one example, we have a very well-tested EcoFit solution that is a plug-and-play solution of all the, I mean, with the purpose to retire the old equipment and put the best, or let's say the latest technology of our products in that moment. Our commitment with EcoFit is that it will be a faster solution compared to an overall modernization, or let's say an overall retrofit. And also the idea is to maintain as much as possible the footprint of the switchgear, for example, that you have. We have this solution available for low voltage circuit breakers, medium voltage circuit breakers, MV relays, of course, but also for variable speed drive, PLCs, and UPSs. Another challenge that facility managers usually have along the, let's say, the maintenance of the complete facility is that how I make sure that I'm maintaining the facility in a good way. For that, we have a set of training services. It can be on site, but also with this, let's say, with the current situation, we are very flexible to also to provide virtual trainings. So the idea is that we can help customers, so let's say facility managers, to get the skills to a proper level to maintain all the Schneider Electric devices that you might be having in your facility. How we help customer with this? We help customer to reduce, let's say, the risk, or let's say non-safety operations. Also, by having a proper training, customer can maximize the availability of the complete facility. And of course, they can reduce the cost of the insurance by having proper technicals, let's say, very well prepared technical engineers in your site. So, as I told you, we have different services, more virtual trainings, but also on-site services that we can help you throughout the lifetime of your facility. Now moving to, let's say, moving out from the traditional services that we have, okay, we're now going to see what we have in the digital services. Basically, what we achieve with digital services is to increase the, let's say, energy efficiency, but also to have a reliable operation of the overall facility and improve, let's say, the performance of every of the assets. We do this by having, let's say, the right set of assets, but also people to work with these solutions, and also by securing that all the digital services we offer, it's in line with the latest cybersecurity standards. For this, I would like to start the story of the digital services by looking at the traditional, let's say, maintenance strategies that we have today. Before, let's say, digital remote management was available in the marketing, in the market, usually companies were heavily relying on reactive or let's say preventive strategy, being the first one very costly and efficient. Manual and in-person labor sometimes meant that production downtime was extended and company profits were, of course, impacted. On the other hand, in the second one we see here, that is the preventive maintenance, it involves periodically taking asset offline, inspected, or repaired at the pre-scheduled interval. This means that the maintenance is done mostly based on the time instead of the actual condition of the asset. That sometimes it can be very risky for those critical assets. But let's say that with the increasing, let's say, options for condition-based maintenance and also a set of different sensors and technologies, we are now quickly taking place to open and to, let's say, more advanced maintenance strategy, like I mentioned here, the condition-based maintenance or the predictive maintenance. So these two, let's say, maintenance strategies are complementing traditional means of maintenance by analyzing real-time data. So this is, pure data that is coming second by second to us, let's say to the system, and we can apply it on that data different kind of analytics. It can be like an expertise person who can apply these analytics to the information he is receiving from the asset. But also we do this by means of artificial intelligence. So we come with different, let's say, automatic or let's say artificial machines and a different set of libraries that we can analyze, that will be analyzing all the information coming from site and try to relate it to a potential failure that might happen in a period of weeks or months in your facility. So yeah, the idea of this is to predict the failure and avoid the potential downtime that will cost a lot of money for your facility. At the end of the day, the best maintenance strategy is not only to rely on this or in the other one. The best maintenance strategy is one that balances the elements of each of these models. So we have analyzed that through the top performing facilities in, let's say, in different parts of the world, usually they show that at least 10% of the, let's say, the maintenance strategy is based on reactive. Between 25 to 35 is based on preventive. But if you see the rest, that is around 45 to 55% of the strategy is based on predictive maintenance. So this is how, let's say, again, the top performance companies across the world have been showing how they are managing their facilities. In overall, our mission is to increase the asset reliability, to reduce, let's say, the CAPEX and also the operational expenses. And most important, by having, or let's say, avoiding failures, we can increase the reliability of the plant, but also to increase the safety in the people and the equipment. Now, let's see how we do this. As I told you, we have a different set of products in the Schneider Electric catalog. And for that, we also have a different set of, let's say, sensors and means to collect the information that are, let's say, these equipments are giving every hour. So the first stage of the digital journey is to connect the assets that you have. It might be a variable speed drive, low voltage transformers, UPS, or it can be a switchgear. We have a different set of sensors that we can connect, and also a different set of devices from which we can communicate with each of these assets. Second stage is to collect that information and route this information in a secure manner to our digital service platform. In this digital service platform, we jump to the third stage, where this is where we analyze that information that is coming every second from your assets in order to see if there is a potential threat or in order to, let's say, improve the performance of these assets. This will let's say, push us to the fourth stage of the journey, that is to act. So this is the way where we close the, let's say, the complete loop, because if we detect that is going to be a potential failure if the assets in the near future, our set of experts that is sitting in the other side of the phone will be in contact with you in order to tell you that we have detected this condition that is abnormal, and also he will guide you through the activities in order to overcome that, let's say, potential failure that you might have. So in these four stages, we secured, or let's say our purpose is to make sure that the assets is performing at the top of its usage at all the time. So in Asset Connect, that this is part of the first stage, is where we can add sensors to all the assets. So just to give you one example, we have different set of sensors, like as you see here in the right. Let's say thermal sensors. So we can connect these thermal sensors directly in the, let's say, bus bars, but also in the transformers connections, and also in the breakers connection, no matter if this is a medium voltage or a low voltage circuit breaker. So the idea is that we can take even in each phase of the, let's say, breaker, what is the real information in terms of thermal condition of that part of the connection. We do this through sensors that are battery-less. Okay, they have overall, let's say, year of 25 years of usage, and they take the information directly connecting through the, let's say, the bus bar. So this way we take the information in terms of temperature, but also we have a similar connection to take information according to the humidity inside, let's say, different areas. It can be inside a cubicle, but also it can be inside a complete, let's say, room, electrical room. All this information coming from the sensor can be gathered by different products we have available that can communicate through Bluetooth or different technologies and put this information throughout in our digital service platform. Once we connect, let's say, and we collect the information from the assets, the next stage is to analyze that information. So this is where the digital service platform comes and plays a big role. And for this, we have two different types of services. We have the preventive service of the EcoStruxure Asset Advisor. That is the name of the digital service solution we have. In this first tier, that is a preventive, we provide customers with, let's say, real-time data monitoring of their assets. So here we provide, let's say, a web-based portal to the customer, along with a service, let's say, mobile applications, to monitor every time how their assets are performing. And also, we can set different alarms in the performance of these assets. So in case, let's say, one of the phases, we detect an imbalance in one of the low voltage circuit breaker, we can inform automatically through a smart alarming the facility manager and tell them that there is a normal condition in the asset. So this third tier is more based on the smart alarming and also real-time monitoring of the information. Now moving to a most advanced set of second tier, that is the predictive tier of the asset advisor. This is where we have again the smart alarming, also a digital service platform. But along with these two deliverables, we also provide insights directly from our expertise and our, let's say, analytics machines that we have. So for this, we come with a set of expertise that are, let's say, located throughout the world. We have what we call the Schnell Electric Service Hub. One of them are located here in India, Bangalore, but also we have in China, we also have in Europe and US. So no matter the time you have any problem with your asset, or no matter the time the asset needs a recommendation from our side, our set of engineers across the world, we will contacting you and sending the notifications to overcome that failure, or let's say to that potential failure. So yeah, as I tell, we provide the customer with a web-based portal, and periodically we are going to deliver to you reports with the findings of all the conditions that we see or we notice in that, let's say, in a period of time in your facility. The periodic reports can be customized. So in case that you require, let's say, a quarterly based report, or let's say once in a year, this is something that we can customize for you. And last but no more, but not least, is the condition-based maintenance. Since we are getting asset-based information, real-time information from the assets, the idea is that we package this digital service along with the proper maintenance activities on site. So we have seen that by digital services, for example, these predictive services, we have helped customers to, let's say, to improve the maintenance budget by, let's say, delaying some maintenance activities that are fit to the real status of the assets. So just to give you one example, usually one company was used to make the maintenance of the assets twice in a year. Okay, so this was a specific case when that customer, in a period of 2 years, by having that EcoStruxure Asset Advisor Predictive, we move, instead of having the 2 maintenance activities in a year, in a period of 2 years, we were doing 3 activities of maintenance. So it was, this is translated to savings in terms of money that is allocated for the maintenance budget. Yes, in this case, the customers saw the benefit in a period of 2 years. So how all the analytics that we apply in that information comes? Basically, it will come from different, let's say, sources. Starting for the first one, that Schneider Electric being the manufacturer of all the equipment, we do test for all the products we have. Even before we launch the product, we have different tests for the products. So we know specifically how or when a product is about to fail, and what is, for example, the nominal lifetime that is expected for this particular product. Secondly, the second source of our analytics is based on international standards. So for this, you know that we follow different standards, and just to give you one example, we follow the IEC and also the IEEE. And the idea is that we match all these guidelines and standards to all the recommendations that our analytics services are providing to you. Third source of the analytics is we already have some mathematical models run on different products. So what we want to mean with these mathematical models is that we, let's say, put one product, let's say, and in different conditions, and we analyze what will be the response of that asset under that specific condition. So all these results are being already archived over different libraries, and these are the libraries that we are going to use to compare how the product that you're having today is performing at every second of time. Fourth source, of course, is our set of service experts. So the people that is behind the service hub, service bureau, is people that have past experience in different kind of products. So of course, if we're going to allocate the best resource to monitor also your product that you are having on the facility. And last but not least, we also count different, let's say, R&D departments across the country, different countries across the globe. And these R&D departments are also having data scientists that are working with different, let's say, machine learning environments to run these different mathematical models for the products that you have, or let's say all the products that we have in our catalogs. So this way, we can also run mathematical models to understand how a product will behave if we put that product under different conditions. How this solution will look like in the field, okay? So let's say that today you are having the medium voltage switchgear, or let's say a variable speed drive, low voltage switchgear, let's say a transformer, or different devices like electrical motors. We will connect all these products, as I mentioned at the beginning. We will gather this information through a different set of gateways we have, And we are going to do this through cybersecure means, okay, and put that information in our digital service platform. So to this digital service platform, you as a customer, you are going to have the access to the customer portal, web-based portal that we have for you, but also our service bureau will be having access to that information. One thing that we can make very secure for you is that we are not able, and nobody will be able to, let's say, command or activate your assets of online. The access that Schneider Electric will be having for your let's say installation, we're going to be, let's say, only in a read mode. Okay, so we are just going to read your data, whereas from your side, you're going to be able to read information in the customer portal system. And in case that action will be required, of course, you will be having the tools to do it on site. One thing that is very important, we have a solution that is, let's say, brand agnostic. So no matter if you have a Schneider Electric product, no matter if you have a Arriva or you have a telemechanic product, but also if you have a competition product, we can add this product in our digital service solution. As I mentioned at the beginning, for digital services, one of the concerns is in terms of cybersecurity. And for that, I can assure you that we follow a strict path of cybersecurity compliance from the very first moment we collect the information from site, but until the moment we put that information in the cloud. We come with different certifications and also with different standards that we follow in order to make secure the protection of your data. We don't want everyone to access your data, so only specific people will be accessing the information that we are collecting from your site. Of course, you are the owner of this information, so in every time you can request for a complete, let's say, database of this information, and also after the digital service platform, let's say we finish the contract, you can also request for the deletion of this information. Why we do this? Because being a French company and also being based in Europe, we really comply with the GDPR, that is the Global Data Protection Regulation. That secure that whatever data that is being collected from end users, it's also being managed in, let's say, secure way, and in accordance with the customer expectation, and also with the let's say, with a very lawful framework. Okay, so the point I want to make here is that all information that we take from your site is going to be very cyber secure. And it's going to be at the end of the day, all the time at your disposal. So this is the last part of the presentation. So I went you through a journey of the traditional services and also through a journey of the digital services. But at the end of the day, what our goal as a service entity is to, to help you through different maintenance, let's say, activities that you have in your facility, and also try to be your best trust advisor for these operations. The idea is that through all the services that we provide in our team, okay, we can help you to achieve reduction of maintenance budget, but also to enhance the, let's say, the capital expenses that are being done in your facility. So the idea of this is to improve the total cost of ownership and drive your enterprise digital transformation towards sustainability, efficiency, and safety. So I would like to invite you to the Q&A session. So if you have any question related to service, now the microphone is open to you. So Ravi, if there is any question from the audience.
Thank you very much, Mr. Luis, for sharing your valuable knowledge. Anyways, requesting you to be connected online, as we are having the Q&A session also. And also we have the local team of Schneider as well, Mr. Yushan De Silva, Senior Manager, Partner Projects, Ms. Sandamali Gunatilaka, Manager, Marketing and Business Development, and Mr. Ravi Bandara, Senior Sales Engineer. If you all wish, you all can come here in front and assist in conducting the Q&A session. Meantime, requesting Mr. Luis Sars to be connected online.
Yeah.
If you all have any question, please feel free to raise them up. And also, the online viewers requesting you all us to just inbox your questions. We will be reading it out here and then raising the questions to the presenter. Yeah, there's a question online raised by Shanit Kankamage. He says that the graph shown earlier, the data quality versus value is in different maintenance strategies. What was the definition of the value? Basically the y-axis. Can we have that slide, please?
Hello, Louis. Hello. Louis?
Sorry, yeah, I was mute. Can you hear me?
Yeah, did you hear the question?
Yeah, correct. So let me know when you see my screen. So basically in this, let's say, data quality against value graph we have, our idea is that to show that the best, or let's say the better maintenance strategy that you can achieve, and you can achieve this by having real-time data. The best data you can collect and from the sites, you can gain more value in terms of maintenance strategy. For example, let's take an example of the reactive maintenance strategy where, you know, let's say the data that we can collect at the moment of the reactive, or let's say a failure on site, is very, very low. So the value in this case is going to be low because if, let's say, one of the switchgear fails and it is powering some kind of your critical devices, it can represent a big, or let's say a huge amount of money that you might be losing, like let's say production losses. So in this case, the value of this maintenance strategy is very, very low. Now, if we move toward to the right side of the graph, where we have more data, we can move to maintenance strategy like the condition-based maintenance or the predictive maintenance, where we know the information and the real status of the assets at every, let's say, every second, every minute. So by having this information, we can anticipate different conditions of the assets. And by anticipation these conditions, we can avoid failures on site, right? So avoiding these failures, we can avoid also potential losses that can impact hardly, or let's say significantly, the financial performance of our facility. So in this case, we said that the value of these maintenance strategies that are based on data, let's say, of continuous data collection, increase the overall value of the maintenance. So these are the difference of how the maintenance approach you have can increase the overall value of the performance on the facility. All of these driven by data gathering.
Okay, there's another question raised online by Nadun Madhushankar. He has asked, any statistics on savings due to using these? Any statistics on saving due to this?
Yeah, so I can show you. So I can tell you that our experience across the globe, it will vary, let's say, from segment to segment, and also the different kind of industries. But in general, what we have seen with those customers that are adopting our digital services is that at least, let's say, the downtime that was not planned, it was reduced in a 25%, okay? Also, when it comes to maintenance cost, we help customer to reduce at least, let's say, one of the figures that we have is 50% of reduce on the maintenance cost. How we did this? First of all, because if we know exactly what's happening on the asset at every second, right, we can avoid, let's say, a kind of a stress of these assets. This kind of a stress also can uh, translate to savings in maintenance activities, but also can translate that every component of these assets will be last more. If it lasts more, of course, it will also means that it will be less spare parts that you will be required. So this is something that we have noticed when we talk about maintenance costs. And when it comes to energy savings, depending of the, let's say, kind of industry, we can experience at least 30% of the energy savings. We have different solutions. For example, I can mention one when it's in terms of motor management and also variable speed drive management. So there are countries where the energy costs in different period of time might be different, right? And also the demand of the load will vary across the day, right? So we have a set of digital service that can help customer to, let's say, like try to use the assets in the base and let's say in a sweet point where the energy cost is less and also where the demand is less. Okay, so all this without compromising, of course, the performance of the overall facility. So in some cases that we have noticed, we have a customer to achieve 30% reductions in terms of energy. So these are gross figures that we have noticed across the globe when we apply digital services on your assets.
Thank you. And any more questions?
Give you one more elaboration about the first question. Actually, he's asking about what are the values. Actually, for example, using a real-time example. For example, if you want to have, if you're having a breaker, and you might not know about the breaker has operate 10,000 times, but you might not know about the 10,000 will it is operate or not. So using that advisory app, you will have an idea, is it operate or not, and how many time it's at operate. So it's a real-time actually example, because you might not much sense about what is the preventive and maintenance, but when you're having a real-time example, is the breaker status. And likewise, all the equipment, especially with very sensitive equipment, for example, generator, likewise, we will have all the data, what is the performance and everything. So based on that, all the data, if we're having that data, we can convert into the information. So that basically it will, this is the most important thing, because if you're having only data, it's not enough. Because if you have a data meet, we can convert that data into the information and have that into the advice. Because most of the people are here in the facility managers, they might have the data. They have all the data about what is the generator, running time, what is the kilowatt hour, everything. But they might not know about what will be the action which we have to take. So this is advisory app giving the, you have a, give an idea and what you have to do, what you have to act. So this is the main thing actually we are giving. So that's actually more elaborating this first question.
Yeah, that is totally true. I can also share another case story that we have for this service. Just to give you a more real example, for example, there is a chemical plant in US where we have deployed digital asset advisor predictive, and they deployed this service to monitor the complete, let's say, variable speed drive they were having in an electrical room. So by having the real-time information how this variable speed drive, let's say our service engineers detected that there were an overheating happening in some of the motors. But the most strange thing was that these motors were overheating without having reached the, let's say, 50% of the rated capacity, okay? So this was an alarm that was automatically raised to our service bureau. And we'll, of course, contact the customer and to try to identify what's the root cause of this situation. What it was found inside is that 3 variable speed drives were not having the right size as per the motor capacity that was installed, and of course the complete load that it was required. Further investigation with the customer concluded in that during some maintenance activity, one of the facility engineers replaced this drive by a variable speed drive that was not having the right let's say rating of power. So in this case, I mean, the project was original that these 3 variable speed drive were a very small drives, 3 HP pumps, variables power rating drives, and they found it on site when they investigated that these 3 drives were replaced by 3 HP drives. Okay, so if you see, whereas the motor was kept with the original specification, the variable speed drive was not having the original specification. So how we help the customer here by having the data all the time with us was that we avoid a shutdown in the, let's say, and in the centrical pumps that the customer was having in one part of the process they have. In this case, the impact was around $1,000 every hour of losses there. So this is an example. By having data all the time with us, we can increase let's say, the operational performance of your plant.
Okay, we have another question.
Definitely. Actually, for example, when you connect these devices to our building management system, we are compatible with the 3 protocols. Actually, basically, Modbus, BACnet, and LON. Main 3 protocol. You know about the BACnet and Modbus are open protocol, and the LON is another protocol. So we can connect all 3 protocols devices without any converter. So it is the most advanced. Actually, it's a unique feature for our BMS system. So I think no need to have any additional converters to connect these devices. Even though you are having, for example, now most of the meters for water meters. Water meters and gas meters are not coming from the Modbus or BACnet. So it might be most of the time with N-bus. It's a different protocol, but even though we can convert it to the Modbus and have it into our system very easily without having any disturbance. So this is actually, it's possible.
Is actually practicing even technology is not a new thing. Like having a BMS system in a building is conventional this thing, but this is somewhat beyond that one, because if you have a BMS,
All this device, this means all the data, we can take all this data into the system, but after that, what we are going to do with this data, so what will be the next action?
That's the advantage, because we have the asset advisors, asset management software. From the BMS, it extracts the data, what they want, and it predicts your maintenance, how it should be, what needs to be done, rather than going for a reactive or just a preventive. This is the next platform, because all the big buildings in the even in Sri Lanka having BMSs, but we don't take the maximum out of those data.
Yeah, correct.
And then Shanit Khankamage has raised a question via online. He's asking, is there a general ROI, return on investment number, basically a ratio used as a rule of thumb.
Okay, yeah, we have some cases where we are able, I mean, in a period of 1 year, we customers were able to get this investment recovered, right? It will, of course, depend of the type of industry you're working with, because it will be different a failure on, let's say, in a pharmaceutical company. The cause of failure will be different for, let's say, in a hospital where human lives are very expensive. Okay, so, but yeah, as a thumb rule, we can say in a period of 1 to 2 years is what we have seen customers are able to get the return of this investment.
Actually, it's depending on, it's most of the time, it's as a thumb rule, we say that's 30%, but it will depending on the, what is the equipment that we connect to our system. So that's actually, you can understand what I'm telling actually. This is most important because most of the, as you said, if you're having a retrofit building or it's a new building, it will be depend. And so the saving also depend on that. So that's the question. Is there more?
Any other question?
And from Schneider, sir, we don't do any performance guarantee, but I think the Eco 33 is our partner. They are doing that kind of thing, but as a building management, because we are as a Schneider, as a manufacturer, we do not doing any performance guarantee. But we'll give, because we are as a manufacturer, we'll do our building management system, and we'll give some, because for example, what is the function of this equipment? It will different from building to building, and what is the strategy, and everything will be depend. And they might have a different solution with come up with, for example, they are having their own chiller, and they are having a operating different way. But when it comes to the BMS, we'll have some strategy, because operation method will be different, and based on that, we can have the saving. So that will be two different parts, but definitely, as per the previous question, it will be as a thumb rule, 30% we can say.
This is actually a kind of an insight to the system only, because the system performances depends on lots of maybe other equipments too. So we can't, Schneider Electric itself cannot give a performance saving or performance sharing as such, but the contractor who takes this on can do that sort of evaluation and do based on the findings, they can propose a performance sharing, and I think they have already done, right?
Yeah.
In local context also they have done projects, but we being the technocrats or the behind the scene guys, we support to get that data for you and do the needful in a digital platform.
Any questions? I think you should have a lot of questions, because you are the facility managers, and you are having a lot of pain points. Okay, I think actually when come to this kind of session, actually we are focusing on especially we want to give you, because most of people having a day-to-day routine, most of the facility managers, they are having day-to-day routines, and they might have a lot of systems like building management system, power monitoring system, lot of different types of systems are there. But they might not knowing about what is the data is there, and they might not knowing what is the output and how it's going to apply this data to have some energy saving, and to give to power up, that means to saving, especially this kind of COVID situation. They might have a lot of they want to save the money especially. So I think using these kind of systems and the products, you might have a lot of opportunity. Firstly, you have to understand what sort of, example, the thermal monitoring. Why we want to put a thermal monitoring system? Why we want to have, that mean where bus bar we'll do normally yearly inspection and we'll do some thermal monitoring. But instead of that, we'll put a thermal sensor. So why then you will have some sort of a 24/7 monitoring system. Even though it's on an yearly audit, it's only yearly audit, and you might not know about what is the data, and you might not know what is happening on the bus bar. But if you're having this kind of data and have the asset advice, so that means advice about this data, then you will have a proper understand what will be the next thing happen and what is your act to be. So as a facility manager, so basically you should have that idea. So, and we'll give you a support. Because you have a data, you will have a collect data, you might have a data for 2-3 years, but you might not know about the next time what will be happen. As I said, you will have a breaker, it will operate 10,000 times. You might not know about 10,001 what will be happen. So that data will give you advice. And not only that, and you're having a kilowatt hour consumption, harmonics and everything. And you might be, currently also you might suffering from the harmonic effect and about system. But you don't know what you have to do. So this kind of system will give you support as a manufacturer. This is our responsibility. And instead of putting a system or anything, you have to have a understand. And anyway, because we are there to help you, because this is we are not only promoting our product, we just want to help you because you are our customer, and you will have if you're having a good knowledge about this system or this product can have this kind of facility, it will be more important. So that's what actually this kind of session I think you're also preparing. So that's what we want to give you. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving the opportunity.
It's like more or less a surveillance, right? We all have CCTVs to monitor our premises and keep it night and tidy and without any intruders coming in and so on. Similarly, this is a kind of a surveillance that you put on your facility. It may be the electrical installations, maybe the chiller, maybe the other generators, whatever the systems. It's kind of a surveillance system that's running 24/7, giving you the right information and right time for you to react, or rather proact, right, based on the data what you get. It's more or less than a yearly or a biannual energy audit what you do routinely, because you do a kind of a 24/7 monitoring or surveillance on your facilities.
Hope it is clear now. Thank you very much then for your valuable knowledge and the time spared on behalf of us. So, thank you.
Yeah, we would also like to thank Institute of Facilities Management and Mr. Fernando also being one of my previous bosses. Actually, I think I'll take 1 minute. Maybe since you all are from the background of facilities management, may not know sometimes what Schneider Electric is all about. Schneider actually, we are the like the local country office of Schneider Electric, but we are there in throughout the globe, presence in more than 150 countries, having more than like 170,000 employees. It's having a history of more than almost like 180 years. But maybe some guys don't know what Schneider Electric is about, but it is inherited from the products, well-known products like Merlin-Gerin, Telemechanic, Clipsal, Square D, but all they are changed to the company name called Group Schneider in I think early 2000. So all the products what we have Now here is running by the name of the company name itself called Schneider. So that's all about, and we thank you once again for the valuable time that we are given to us in this prestigious meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Luis, as well as the Sri Lankan team. And also, now I have the honor of inviting Mr. Rukshan Sharif, Director of Eco 33 Energy Solution Company, for the second session of the CPD. It should be noted that Eco 33 Energy Solution Company, who are the agent for smart magnetic bearing chillers, and Schneider BMS integration partner, has mainly sponsored this event as well. Vice thanking you, inviting you, sir, just to conduct the session. Hello? Hello, Louis?
Yeah, Ravi. Yep.
We can wind up now. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for the invite. Have a good.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Thank you very much for giving us an opportunity. I was just given about 25 minutes. I'll try to finish it as fast as possible. Firstly, thank you very much for your esteemed association for giving us an opportunity to introduce our company. What we will do is take you through some of our products and solutions and some of our customers, real-time explanation about what we have done in these sites. And then at the end of it, you can ask any questions. My colleagues who specialize in different areas, in mechanical, in electronics, in finance, and in energy. So I have all 4 of my colleagues here. They can answer any question. So as facility managers, today I think you have a big challenge, especially with COVID-19 coming in. So indoor air quality plays a very big role today. But yet again, like before COVID-19, energy plays a big role yesterday and even today and tomorrow. So because organizations, the biggest issue they have today is even though there is COVID-19 challenges, organizations don't have money to spend. Businesses have a severe impact. So facilities managers have a big challenge how to convince management to even invest on technologies for COVID-19 requirements. So we have seen our customers who have had this challenge, and as an organization we try our best to work along with. We do a business, we are a profit organization, of course, but we have our own commitments as well for the organization, for the country, and for the globe. So ECO 33, as you see, 33 is the 33% of energy savings. ECO 33 is an Australian-based company. We go to every organization and explain to facilities managers, engineers, that they need to play a bigger role today than ever before, and they should be part and parcel of boardrooms. They should be called by boardrooms today in organizations to give their thought about their organizations. Yes, some facility managers who we have met, they are key players in an organization. They have been called by boardrooms for boardroom meetings to give updates and new technologies. So energy as a strategy, we always tell our customers that you need to use energy as a strategy. Every kilowatt you use to your building, you need to make sure you make use 100% of it without wasting. So ECO 33 was formerly known as Lanka Energy Conservation in Sri Lanka. We are only a 5-year-old company. And we have an R&D center in Sri Lanka. Our core solutions are mostly into energy solutions. We have partnerships, as explained, with Schneider Electric, Smart, Australia. We have partnerships with Danfoss, Tika, China. We mostly have partnerships with organizations or products that are giving efficiency, that can guarantee somewhat of efficiency, and that has a very good track record in the world. Recent partnership we have is with a company called Calorix for heat pumps. Dhammika Wickramaratne is my chairman. He's the one who started. He lives in Australia. He's 35 years in Australia. He's an energy award winner in Australia. And he started our company 5 years ago in Sri Lanka. He wanted to come back to Sri Lanka and start this company for energy conservation, purely for energy conservation. He has been almost 15 to 20 years with Honeywell, one of the world's largest technology companies, into doing performance contracting and so on and so forth. He was, few weeks ago, he was invited by Schneider Electric USA to be the keynote speaker in regard to improving indoor air quality in hotel sector globally. So he was a keynote speaker explaining and sharing some of his knowledge as being a mechanical engineer and a hotel engineer previously. To date, our organization have saved almost 29 million kilowatt hours for Sri Lanka. 29 million kilowatt hours of energy we have saved so far over the last 5 years. Of course, these are all measured and verified using international measure and verification protocol. So as Sri Lanka, we are working very closely with the Green Building Council, trying to see whether they can use this data for national requirements.
So every initiative we do as an organization, we make sure that there is, they call it the 3PL, or they call it, organizations have profit, they look at sustainability. So we mostly are into those two areas as well. So we have got some awards due to the savings that we have shown. Of course, we have got a global award very recently, and we have 2 national awards for the work we have done. So our core business is that we walk into buildings, walk into facilities, do audit, and come up with energy savings initiatives. We look at your equipment that you have installed. We look at all the equipment and do an analysis and come up with energy saving. So we come up with an ROI and the investment that you need to make, and we commercially guarantee the outcome. So we are one of the few companies in Asia that commercially guarantees the outcome. So if we tell you that we will save 1 million kilowatt hours if you spend this much for investment, we will give you an equivalent check of rupees in Sri Lanka or US dollars in another country, a check when we start the project. It's easy to say, but the background is lots of engineers like them and a lot of engineers in Australia. They do the analysis and make sure that we are spot on with regard to our commitment to our customer. This way, it is very easy for facilities managers and engineers to take up such proposals to the boardroom. Because today, boardrooms in any organization wants to make sure that whatever they spend, they get the return 100%. And especially in a country like Sri Lanka, we can't afford to spend unnecessarily. This is, these are all in our website, they are available, but just to take you through, we do an initial walkthrough audit. We come up with possibilities of energy saving, or we will tell you that no, we can't save, you have done a wonderful job, or equipment is very new. Then we do an in-depth audit connecting some of the key devices, and then take a real analysis of a week's data, and then come up with a proposal. And then we procure, install, test, commission, operate it, and wait with you as a customer until the payback is reached. And if the payback is 3 years, we will be with you for 3 years. If it's 4 years, we'll be with you for 4 years. Make sure every cent you get, we operate it for you, and audits are done free of charge. We are not an energy auditing company. There are professionals who do it, but we do energy audits just to make sure we identify the most critical areas so that we can come up fast with a proposal. So they are all done free of charge at no cost. We call our energy heroes, all our customers, our consultants, our contractors. We work with lots of people, like even Schneider Electric. We call all of them energy heroes. All of them make a big difference. Even though they bring in small kilowatt hours, they make a big difference to the organization, to our country, and to our world. This is a good example, Cinnamon Grand Hotel, one of the oldest buildings we call in the city. And we managed to save almost 3 million kilowatt hours per annum. It's an existing building. We brought in new technology. Schneider's BMS was one of the technologies. There were many other technologies we brought in, and managed to give a 4-year payback, 100% commercially guaranteed, 48 million rupees check given at the start of the project. It was a retrofit project, so it was a running hotel. Sometimes in your buildings, factories, it is already operating. So certain technologies is very difficult to bring, even though it will save a lot, because you need to shut down. So shutting down, it costs a lot of money. But we have the expertise, we have specialists. I myself specialize in hotel sector. We have specialists in hospital healthcare, we have specialists in industries, and we have specialists in airports. So this is one of it. They saved a lot for themselves and their country. They are a public listed company. To date, we operate that building energy efficiently. Ceylon Towers, just opposite. It is a real estate. It is a two-tier, two-tenant. So there is one tenant, Ceylon Bank, for the owner. That's their headquarters, and the other is the apartments, multi-tenant. And in this also, this is one of the efficient buildings. It was one of the efficient buildings as well. But we went and did a study and managed to save almost around guaranteed saving for 23 million rupees per annum. But we saved around 32 million rupees per annum and gave their return. They're very happy. They refer us to many customers. The facilities manager took a very good decision. Going with our proposal, finally they managed to get it into the bottom line, saved, connected to the most efficient equipment across the building. And also we improved the lux levels by changing the lights, and also the indoor air quality by making sure the CO2 levels are fine. So when we engage, we not only look at energy, but we look at health and comfort as well. Cinnamon Lake property, I spoke to the architect who did this, one of the Sri Lankan architects who did it, I think, many years ago. He was head of the Architects Association. And this building was supposed to be the most energy efficient per square foot, energy efficient building built many years ago. Of course, there were many buildings that came after. But yet we managed to go and propose a solution for around 23 million Sri Lankan rupees per annum. And also managed to do legacy transition from old equipment to new equipment while it was operating across mechanical and across electronic equipment. Taj is our latest hotel that we finished, opposite Golf Face Hotel. It's an Indian chain. They have lots of consultants who come from India. And because of a commercial guarantee, we managed to get this project. Taj is an old hotel as well, and they are efficient as well. So these three properties can compete with the new properties that is coming up in Colombo from a competitive point of view, because finally your property, you need to compete. If you're a facility manager, you need to make sure it is a profitable asset, you manage the people, and also have a good process in place. This is our latest project in Perth, Western Australia. So we have an office in Australia, we have an office in Singapore, we have a joint venture in Dubai for all to do energy performance contracting. So this is our newest hotels. This hotel, all the design, graphics, energy optimization, everything is done by Sri Lankan engineers in Sri Lanka. COVID-19, we can't take any flights there. Thanks to technologies from Schneider, we are able to port those solutions into those controllers from Sri Lanka. And those engineers are able to take it from there onwards. So this also is almost around 355 kilowatt hour, 1,000 kilowatt hour savings per annum. Smart magnetic bearing chillers. Magnetic bearing technology, there is in the air conditioning industry, you find the conventional chillers, they are very good. They're oil-based chillers. They've been running for years. The latest technology in the air conditioning industry, of course, took 50 years for the new technology to come, and that was magnetic bearing chillers. 22 years ago, this chiller technology, the inventor, Ron Connery from Australia, he came to Sri Lanka and spoke to a lot of young engineers 5 years ago. So he started this magnetic bearing technology. And today, this technology is creating a lot of trends. Smart is the inventor, but there are many other brands in the world now. And it doesn't matter. You can go and buy any brand. They are very good, energy efficient magnetic bearing chillers. We have installed in Sri Lanka. They are multi-compressors. So if sometimes the facility, all the building, you have issues with regard to space, these technologies can be made, designed based on your space. And also if there are challenges to bring in new technology, we can speak to factories and modify it accordingly. They have high-level interface. They connect to building management systems, like what Schneider Electric said. So as far as equipment are connected to the building management system, then you can easily take decisions. We are Danfoss PIBCV valves, pressure independent control balancing valves, so it controls and balances. So these valves, yes, we promote to a lot of contracting companies in Sri Lanka, MEP contractors. So some of it we sell direct, some of it we'll sell through partners, some we do with our own solution. I'll quicken this. So we have heat pumps, Calorex heat pumps. I mean, many places have boilers. So we go there, and for hot water requirement, heat pumps is the most energy efficient technology. 80% of Singapore, I hear, they are moving into heat pumps. Chiller references, we have a lot of references in Sri Lanka. It's in our website. Bandaranaike International Airport, all of them are going for new technology. All of them are going to save. They want to save. If they can save, then they can invest on equipment technology that you are proposing. Building energy management system. Schneider has a BMS system, building management system. We have made it a building energy management system. How have we done it? So traditional, I'm not sure whether you can see, but that's the traditional BMS systems. And we have brought this traditional BMS system into phase 1 building energy management system with some energy management strategies. That is our own in-house energy management strategies. We have put it into BMS systems of Schneider and partial IoT devices. We are an IoT company as well. We have IoT equipment. We have engineers. So certain equipment, we connect this IoT device, this information connected to the BMS and some energy strategies. We automate all our customer sites. So all our customer sites today are automated. There is not many intervention. They are based, they work on the load profile of the building, and also they work on the outside weather. So if the weather is very cold, then they make sure they are all automated with various signals. We have gone one step ahead than this, and we have energy management system, IoT. We have our own predictive analysis, and we have efficiency analysis as well. Efficiency analysis is mostly based on demand and predictive analysis for labor usage for equipment. We have this capability. We have these products. These are our products that has made us be able to give energy savings and deliver the energy savings that we promise, because we have given bank guarantees, and if not, our business will fall down if we don't save that what we have predicted. We have in-house expertise on this. These are the overall benefits of these solutions that you will get with any solution you go. As I think you're looking for energy savings, green building verifications, for most of the certifications. Now the health department is going to come up with some certification requirements for buildings. I'm sure there is a building code that is going to come out. I'm not sure whether it's almost out. So you, as facility managers, you'll need to be aware of it. Your organizations will have to pay for those licenses. So you need to now itself trigger your management to seriously look at this. We can come and do presentations to your management if required. You're most welcome to come and have a look at our facilities for your general knowledge, even if you're not going to take our solutions. So we have BEMS references. These are all automated. They have energy savings. We have guaranteed energy savings outcome. We have Internet of Things. We have a cloud exchange platform built in Sri Lanka. We extend that to all our customers. We work very closely with Schneider in Sri Lanka, in Schneider in Australia, Schneider in US. They work very closely with us because we are one of the few Schneider partners in the world who gives commercial guarantees on the outcome. I will skip that. I've come to the last slide. So they're all analytics. We have our own analytics. We have our dashboards. They're all real-time. The dashboards are made for shift engineers, facility managers, chief engineers, finance managers from a financial angle of how much of energy savings that they make, and from procurement managers, their asset valuation and how far those assets are in operation. And also for sustainability managers on the greenhouse gas savings and the CO2 savings for their branding. We have a 24/7 technical monitoring center in Sri Lanka supporting Maldives and Australia. It's manned and monitored by Sri Lankan young engineers. They are facility managers who have come from facility management profession. And they are connected to mechanical, electrical, and electronic engineers on board. So they are real time, they trigger out real time, we monitor it real time, but also we train our customers as we go along. So, yep. So I've come to the last of my slides. Thank you very much for listening patiently. And if you have questions, you can ask in English, you can ask in Sinhalese, you can ask in Tamil. We'll try our best to answer as much as we can. Silence means you have got my message, or probably you won't have, but doesn't matter. Yes, so it was a very recent collaboration, not been signed, but we have shared our information. They are now trying to see to, they have had a void, I think a 60% void from mostly on the energy saving side, the actual calculation validations. So since we already have it, so we are trying to work that for them to take the values and show Sri Lanka has done that match. But they were also trying to take us to the government sector, which is very slow to adopt. But I hope if things are changing, I'm sure there will be, as a Sri Lankan organization, we may get some kind of coverage, a good positive coverage. With the existing properties we have through the air conditioning system, monitoring the air conditioning system. If you like, we can tell what we did. Remy, would you like to, Remy? Can you just tell us what we have done with the existing hotels to improve the indoor air quality for COVID-19? What we have done?
Thank you very much. We actually taking care about the thermal comfort and also indoor air quality. We also have IoT instruments that can adapt the indoor air quality measurements. So we can install those sensors and do monitoring all the important key areas to have a benchmark on the indoor air qualities, so that we can make sure that the building is maintained at the best indoor air quality, and also we make sure the thermal comfort is maintained at the most effective way. Yeah, say for an example, we need to have a thermal comfort, like humidity has to be maintained around 65%. If the humidity goes lower or higher, that will be affecting the human's comfortable level. Say for example, for children, if the humidity level is very dry, they can even have a dry nose, and they can fall in ills. That is very important factor to be considered for the buildings, as that is very main. That is a key measurement for the guest. So if you maintain that thermal comfort at the best rate, that will be keep the human health conditions at good level. That indoor air quality means the sensors that measure there is a fungus particles, moisture, the conditions of the moistures, and also that's measure all these gas levels. It's a combination of gas levels that's measure is it within the acceptable range. So if those gas levels is not within the acceptable range, the indoor quality will be shown at a bad condition. So that shows an index. So from the index we can identify the quality is maintained at the best rate. Yes. It also, that we can control from the BMS to allow the fresh airs to come in and to make sure that it's keep on maintained. Yeah, that can be integrated with the BMS. Yes. Yeah, that's very difficult part to identify the fungus, but we can actually prevent happening of fungus formations, like having a high moisture high moisture, and the condensation could fasten the fungus formations, and also the bad indoor air qualities. So we actually help to identify the condition is maintained at the good level, and also that the gas, all those the harmful gas levels, that will be within the range. So by maintaining all these things, we make sure the environment is at the good level.
But just to ask a question, in August, early August, 88 countries, 680 built environment specialists supported and signed a document by eminent doctors and researchers, was forwarded to the WHO to come fast with standards for indoor air quality. So which means there is not much of a standard indoor air quality thing that's there. Even we also try to find, but in just August, and Sri Lanka has been a signatory, but I'm not sure whether it was your association or which association that had signed for that. But hopefully these things will come up. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Yeah, SO2 and all the gases. Yes. Yes, those are we integrate with the IoT devices. So those are highly mobile. The mobility is very high, so you can have all the data in your hand.
Anything new, we'll let you know. Anything that we're also testing one or two. Yeah. As an organization, just 5 years, so we are trying to just grab what we can. But those are concerns. Even I think for solar, that is going to be a big problem with the panels, after some years. So we have not taken or brought up that, to be very frank, with any associations yet, but that's a very good concern. Sure, let us know whatever we can. Yeah, so our main thing is to make sure we deliver what we promise, so as much as we can, and just bring the industry to that level. So there will be other players who will come up in the market. Yeah.
Well, there's a question online raised by Shanit. His question is, will the system trigger automated work orders based on the input feed from field devices and monitor maintenance outcome against set benchmarks? I may repeat it. Will the system trigger automated work orders based on the input feed from field devices and monitor maintenance outcome against set benchmarks?
Yes, we have that. At the moment, those triggers are done and they have been informed to our engineers and our technicians. And automated ticketing system is, we have an IoT-based automated ticketing system that connects, and the tickets are generated to our technicians. And customers, they get an email. But we hope to extend this IoT-based ticketing system to our customers. So, because that's a very cost-effective thing. They only need to pay some small amount for using that thing, and we'll connect their critical devices and trigger it. So at the moment, we are just functioning it within ourselves, but we hope to extend it to the market probably next year, end of next year.
Say for example, say if they're having an air handling units, and not like the traditional BMS, our system, it can trigger the efficiency and the effectiveness of the air handling units, and it can trigger alarms that air handling units performance has been reduced. So then we also can highlight where the issues come from and what the issues could be. So they can actually sort it out before a major failure happens.
And there's one more question. Is there a way to monitor Legionella in pipe network similar to an automatic sampling module? Have you done a similar product?
I have heard that it's available in Singapore, but we have not come across in Sri Lanka. We can look into it and share some knowledge. We have not done it actually.
Any more questions?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
If you need any further information, you can speak to the presenters soon after the CPD event is done. And hope this CPD event enlightened and empowered us. Special thanks for the keynote speakers and all the delegates for gracing this occasion. Once again, thanking Mr. Luis Castro from Schneider Electric Private Limited for joining online from India, and his local team being physically present here today with us. And also thanking Mr. Rukshan Sharif, Director CEO of Eco33, Eco Solution Company, and his team for the presence and briefing on their company and products, and also mainly for sponsoring this event. Also appreciate the financial assistance rendered by Access Engineering as well. Finally, recognizing and thanking all who worked hard in making this event a reality. Thanks for both physical as well as online participants join this CPD event. Looking forward to meet at the next CPD event with many more knowledge sharing sessions in the near future. So thanks everyone for joining with us. And a special notice, y'all can join with the refreshments arranged for y'all at the cafeteria. Thank you once again.